Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Trust everybody's doing well. Welcome to our product deep dive session. We have this every third Saturday of each month where we have our practitioner come in and then, share about that particular product and give us a high level demonstration as well as answer our questions. So today I will be kicking off this session today, and then I will be sharing about field service management. Also, we have a session that we have first Saturday of each month where we get our practitioner to come in, share about their journey, as well as answer our questions that we might have, especially breaking it into IT, breaking into service now. So without further ado, I'll go ahead and kick us off. Just a few minutes here. So this is our product deep dive session. I will be presenting this. It's happening today. And we'll be talking about field service management. We'll be looking at pretty much that topic, and then demo, as well as conclusions with tips that we might have and takeaways, as well as questions. So this is a little bit about me. My name is Mecca. I'm a technical architect. I have been in the space since 2011 in IT and 2013 service now. I have knowledge in quite a number of broad areas within that space. And then I love to, learn stuff and share it. And then I love to travel, especially road trips. So to start, what exactly is field service management? There's really power in field service management. If you take, for example, that you observe where you are trying to use an ATM machine, for example, and it doesn't work, it's run out of cash, or it's not printing out the receipt, or even your gas station, you're trying to, do a combined purchase when you're trying to, print out that receipt so you can go run the car wash, and you're experiencing any form of difficulty. Those that handle that are field service technician. That's where that field service comes in. So field service management, or FSM, is nothing but how organizations manage work and associated work tasks within the field, right? That field is actually an on-site location. It could be an internal one, which would be for the particular company themselves, or it could be they are a vendor, so they are providing it to their customers. But the key idea is there is a location where the work gets done. A great example is the one when either your internet or your phone has that issue, and then a technician comes in. He's coming in. He's doing the troubleshooting. Maybe they troubleshoot over the phone, and then they send out a technician to come, maybe to run the cables, do a wiring, and take a look at the modem. Those are field service technicians. Or maybe you have your air condition blow out, or maybe you have your heater blow out. Those are run by field service technicians. Those are great examples for field service technicians. The major thing you need to remember, within most technologies, it's part of their CRM, or customer relationship management workflow or process area. So you hear customer workflows. That's really where they come in. Field service agents or field service technicians are those that are skilled and knowledgeable to perform the tasks. So the benefits of this is it helps to streamline the service operations, and it improves the service level, or what we call the SLAs, or service level agreements. It increases the customer satisfaction scores because improved operations, improved service delivery, So that way your customer is happy, your agents are happy. And then that way, when you send those surveys, you're able to capture that customer feedback or sentiment, and then you can better apportion your resources within that. It helps with lowering operational costs, and then staff attrition, because your people want to work for you. So just remember that. And then the experience, it will be seamless for all your stakeholders, whether it's the dispatchers, whether it's the managers, whether it is the qualifiers. All the stakeholders within your organization would have a seamless experience. One thing you need to remember is there are provisions for different product offerings. So it all depends on, remember, these are all applications. Some companies are not as big as the others, so they might just need to, take the purchase based off of how big they are, global organizations, whereas maybe a localized organization would, pretty much take up the standard one. But a big enterprise that is, maybe within a particular geography area or maybe across the globe would definitely take that professional or enterprise. It just means you have an added layer to include much more products that you can use to streamline your operations or improve your operations as you go. So the standard package, professional package, and the enterprise package, all of these, remember, they are finance because it costs money, and then depends on your business. One thing's for certain, you need to have a particular plugin to enable this work within your sandbox or within your environment, which we're going to see in our demo today, and then do a couple of tasks there. But standard, when you come for field service, it's called the field service management plugin, or you are able to actually get that there using your all menu, or you can go to your plugins list, which you're able to find that under the products. Remember, the field service is a product suite. The roles that come in are the administrator, who is work management. That's what WM means. So work management underscore admin, you configure that application. The initiator is the one that creates those work order requests. So you and I, or maybe that's a field service agent or customer service agent, whoever is, whoever initiates or what we call receives that request either over any of those channels, so many channels, whether it's on the phone or they go to the portal, or whatever experience they use to actually lodge that complaint. Qualifiers are the first port of call. So WM order for qualifier. Here they are reviewing it. Is it a valid work request? Remember, sometimes it could be a customer error. So you want to review it and find out what are the things that you need to be done for that work to be completed. There is also the dispatcher. That's the one that actually sends the work out to the different agents or to the different groups that cover particular areas. WM underscore dispatcher that does that. So, but here's the thing, there are some combination roles there as well. So you could see WM underscore initiator underscore qualifier, or WM underscore initiator underscore dispatcher. You could see that, or a combination of all three. It just means that in that case, one person is able to do all of those, right? Multiple hats. The manager is also there. He's monitoring progress and ensuring that, the process he's accountable for that process. Then the agents are the ones that go to those customers' location to complete the task. So just as an FYI. So the tasks in themselves, or the work orders that you see, they are the service activities. So like we talk about them, maybe installation, they are going to do a setup. Maybe it might be maintenance. Maybe it might be repair, right? Maybe it might be a break fix where they go in there, they replace them, they removed what was broken. Sometimes it could be scheduled work where there is nothing, like things like maybe a healthcare professional coming to you to do a therapy in your place, or a physician coming to your place for out of site visit. There's a schedule work too. Even on the maintenance ground, you are able to actually do that too. So there is planned maintenance also, and then there's also those scheduled maintenance. So sometimes you be proactive when you get that work done. So work orders and work order, that's really what they are. That's what they are. So do we have questions? Because we are out for the demo now. We're going to install that plugin. We're going to explore some of the components. Do we have questions?
Quick question, Namika.
Go ahead.
Is it possible to deploy FSM without CSM?
So, great question. So yes, but it depends. So baseline, you would have one particular component, right, that is in there for. So that's where we say something like a yes or no. So like an account is definitely on the CSM side. So you might get the baseline like account management or case management kind of thing, but really most of those, remember, they are all kind of like connected. So yes, you can, but already things like accounts or contacts or account teams, definitely you're going to get that because your organization is going to be there, right? So and that's coming with customer service. So, but great question. Great question. Do we have other questions? Give me 1 minute, just 1 minute here. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and get the instance information. So we do have the ServiceNow instance. If we type field service, we would see that it doesn't exist. Ideally, if you go to Now Learning, there is a field service implementation simulation. There's also the field service implementation on demand as well, which can be leveraged because that's a baseline implementation. So it's helpful to be able to do those. You would go there and then go to the plugins list. You're able to do this in several ways. You can either go to the plugins list this way, or you can look at all application, and then you would see system applications, and then you see all. You're able to do that too. Either of these ways should get you in. You're able to come in here and just type field service. So if you do that, it should show you everywhere that field service exists. You can take a look and see if there are any installed. As part of.
Javi!
Just give me a minute.
Grandma's calling you.
Just a minute.
She must be hungry.
Okay. Yeah, just a minute. So, so you're able to actually take a look and see the field service management application. So you can go, and then once you type field service, you would see the list there. So I'll take a look on here. I'll take a look. I'll see there's no product. I'll just click on any one of them, and then when it opens, I would now take a look and see the one that we speak about, field service management, because that's the one you're looking for. It's work management. That's it. That's the one. And then you would take a look. You would see, what it comes with, and then you're going to install it in your PDI. Then ensure that you confirm if it has the demo data to enable that. But this is install it. Takes a couple of minutes. You should go ahead and run this on the back end. should run this at the back end. So ideally, after that is done, there are quite a number of things that need to be set up for the organization. One thing, as always, there is a guided experience, which we would see that wizard for guided setup, which will be leveraged always. There's also the need to get your organization foundational data. So things like your locations, your users, the accounts, and then field service groups. Before you start to talk of things like your assets, stock rooms, and things like that. A lot of times there will be that need to leverage what's it called, templates, which are also there for you to also use those record producers. Remember, those templates that are there, they're going to be creating records within its table, that field service table, or work management table, if you will. So for the most part, it will take a little minute to to run through, and then load for the most part, most of them there. So it would do that. You can create users once you're done manually, or you could use the import feature to import your users from, say, if you have the spreadsheet, or you could also use your connection to your identity provider or LDAP provider and then do that too. So that could be also another scenario that can be set up to provide that initial data setup as well. So different ways, and then we could do that for the most part. So let's just wait for this to to run through and complete. Then we can go ahead and look at what's on offer, and then that way we can tell for a fact what needs to be done. So field service. So once you type field service, this is the one that came with the instance that came with the learning, just as an FYI. So if you take a look, you will see the field service management and overview opens, like a dashboard or performance analytics for you to view how that process is, working out, things like that. Then you can see the work order in itself, where you can see how to create new work order. That way it opens up the form for you to create a new one, which is that it shows you the different, the numbering is work order or WO, and then the numbers, right? We have the draft state, awaiting qualification. Then once it's qualified, then it goes to an assigned state when it's been assigned to the agent, and then work in progress when the agent begins to work on it and then completes. But if you can take a look, you can see the company, that we're talking about for CSM. The companies that is there definitely is tied to core company, which is part of that CSM. Then the contacts within that company, it's also there. You see the leveraging of templates. The templates will be there. For if not, you would create your own, so that way to pre-populate some of the fields. That's one of the scenarios. You can take a look at, can see existing work orders, and then you see the work order task affected CIs or configuration items, which would be part of that, within that, whatever assets is there. There's also the parts and the part requirements, or if you needed parts to be requested, because sometimes you might need to replace that particular maybe configuration that's used to provide that service. Sometimes it's something that you can't really fix. So just as an FYI, it's taking some time to pull it up here. But for the most part, the dispatcher, there is a dispatch workspace that's provided for the dispatchers to get their work done. There is also I believe there is the manager's queue that enables the manager, manages groups. There is also the part sourcing and drop off. There's also the group management where you look at the different groups set up, like qualification groups, dispatch group, and the work groups themselves. That's the work order templates, that is there, for creating new ones. Just that. If you do that, it will provide you the canvas for you to start to put that together, build that up. So which particular padlock item is being used, what assignment group, what particular models do they have, things like that. There is also different aspects, like, so that's the items. You can have them on checklists, that you can build. You can edit the fields and add them there for setting up the templates. There is also, for you to see the guided setup that we're talking about, you can use that guided setup to set up your field service management. You can use that for almost every application area. You can see it. Foundational data first. So define the location, the users, the group, then the products and the products, this models that they support, and then the process. So you start to look at your process. So whether you're using work on the templates or you're using this dispatch and scheduling mechanism, there are different dispatch ways that you can use. Then you can also use the workflows that are there. And then definitely the mobile experience. So the mobile, remember, the agents will be on the road, so that's very important. You have to enable that app geolocation so that you can use that for tracking and better, managing it. So this is the planned maintenance or scheduled. The maintenance plans and then the schedules for when those maintenance plans should be run. And then you can see the mapping API. So it's all in there, just walking through. You can see, the external data source, whether it's that file, you're bringing it in. So just as an FYI that you would be doing that. Okay, this is done. So just in case, if for some reason you take a look after that's done and you type your field service and then it's not there. Okay, field service is there. But if for some reason you did it and it's not there, just log out and bring it back in. You should be able to find it there. But it's there now. So just in case you're bringing it in and you don't find it in there, that's really what it means. So just as an FYI. So for the most part, I'm gonna go and I could go ahead and use that guided setup, the guided experience, to bring one guided experience, guided setup for the field service. So just go all the way. There's also configurations within field service. We talks about how to set up its own process too as well. So if you were to go there, I think it was there, just a minute. I think it was there, just a minute. Yeah, this is configuration. So there is a configuration model that is in there. You can look at setting up the business process for the field service. You're walking through with it. So qualification is required. You can either turn it off based on your customer's request. So if you don't want it, so if you want it to be automatically qualified, then you just turn that off. It's like your yes or no field. That's really what this is. You also, if you wanted them to track, the arrival time or not, if the agent accepts that, all of this you can control those here. Also, you can see where if it's a request that is being used, it creates an automatic catalog item when it's been set up. You can do that too. Then the assignments as well. So there's manual, there's using auto assignment, and then there's using the workflow. Whichever one you select, you have to make a selection for, its control there. So which of the assignments would you be using? Are you using coverage area? Are you using, if you are wanting to auto select the agent, based off of these criteria, like here, the agent must have either the some skills or no skill at all. So that way, if they don't have the skill, they will be filtered out. That's, for the most part. There's also using the workflow. Then you have to select the workflow that you need. So there are quite a number of workflows that are in here that would be, leveraged for field service work. So just as an FYI, there would be other things like requiring the part that is there. You can reserve your parts in your agent stockroom. You can also cancel the parts. All this is depending on those conversations based on your customer's process. If their process definitely uses that, then you want to walk them through it. But that essence is using that guided setup, and then you can walk them through whatever process area that it is. It's helpful for when you're getting work done. So foundational data, so locations, users, groups, whatever. So this one, I go configure. So it does tell me. So the first one tells me the locations. So this one is location. This one is the users. And then this one is groups. And then you assign the groups the work. So we can just do that one really quickly. So we can just do Texas locations. So we can just have, sorry about that. So I can just do that. I'll just do Texas location. I can just pull it. Just do that. Submit. All right. So you can review the data. We can do that just clicking on there. That way we can preview it, see what exactly was brought in. We can that's the data source, the field data is Texas, whatever. We can take a look and see what exactly was brought in. We can see what data it is, and then that way we can tell. But if not, just a minute. But if not, you can go to the create a transform map, because this is also the data. You can go there, you can see them, you can open them if you wanted to. You can see what exactly was brought in. You can see the rows information. The locations are there. So name of the location, city, state, zip code, whatever. You can see it. So that way, So we could just go up to the location table and bring it in. So that way we have it all complete. I'm just gonna go. I think this one. I can close this one. Leave it. I can close this one. So create a transform map. Take a little bit. Texas location map. Locations map. Okay. Yeah, you can go to the location table. You can do that, or you can go here to field service, and then it should be organizations table or whatever. You should see it, field service. If you take a look, you would see. You should see. Just a minute. Okay, let me just do that. location. So under there, organization, you can see locations. You can see under territories also, you can see locations. All right. So just as an FYI, so you can see under users also, you can see locations. And we can take a look. We should see just as an FYI. So either of them, they're pointing to the same table. So just so that you know. So that's it. Company location. So you can just click on that, and then based off of that, you can go ahead and auto map. So auto map would enable the system to look at the fields and put them correctly. Map assist means that it wasn't able to create good correct information that you want to map it yourself. So for example, if I feel that some of the information here is wrong, I could say, you know what, I would go and compare it myself. So that's what map assist would do. So I'll go take a look and see all of the information that is there. All the information that is there. The information that is there. Well, everything looks okay. You can see it for yourself how it looks here at the bottom. You can see how all of that, points out, so that way you can, validate that too. Remember that the next thing you can do would be, if anything you wanted to, you could take that off. The next thing would be for you to look at making location coalescing, which would be making it unique. So for example, you could, coalesce on any of the fields, but it's always good, like we talk about, no two locations should have the same name. You could do that. That way, whatever that field is, the field can be empty, because if not, it's going to skip that. You can remember that. So things like name, things like SysID, things like email, those are kind of like unique. So just remember. So you could do as many, if you would like, for for that to be the case. You could do that too, just as an FYI. So just remember, you can just do that. And then once you're done, all you do is to transform. That's all it is. The transform, it takes a couple of minutes. It should be done. You can go to viewing it. It should tell you, if you put them in there. You can open the information. But it did insert those locations there that you have. So it inserted them in there. So if you go to that location, you could, in that location one, you could filter based off of C to A, the ones that we put in. You should see those that you did put in. All right. Those that you did put in, they should all be there. So it could be there done that way. It could be done manually, where the go ahead to the location and then open that field and type it out manually. It could happen too. If not, they use the import feature in there to get that out. So that is complete in the guided experience. So that task is complete. So field service. So if you go take a look at that field service guided setup, and you go there, that one is complete, and then go to the next. So in there, that the location has been done. So this has been marked complete. It's supposed to have loaded that data. The next is to create the transform map, which we have done. The next thing is, because she also tells you the table, so that way then there's no guess. Then you definitely perform the transform map. That's been done. Then you validate. So verify the data and what's important. Yeah. So ideally you go through it. The users is also the same thing. You're creating the users, the same thing. You're going to, load the users. You can get more details if you wanted to. That way you can identify any unique, field on there, like SysID or like manager or whatever. That way you can tell. So this one is, they will have home offices and stuff. So the first one is to go to load those users, and then the groups, and then the group roles. So, but do we have questions? So here is We can do Texas users. All right. The same way, we can look for it's a couple of minutes. You know, we can view right validate the data. If not, just go through the Texas users map. All right. It does tell us, what we need. So it's not like, we're in doubt. So users, all right, sys user table thing, whatever. You should be able to, if you remember, sys user table. Your users are part of that user list or whatever. You should have them there, sys user. All right, so, and then you can auto map that information. You can, user ID is unique. And go ahead and say user ID is unique but that just means whatever it is, it can be empty. Or you can say user ID, sorry about that. You can say user ID is unique or email is unique. And then there must be that field there too. So you can use several of them. So means those cannot be empty. So just as an FYI. So transform it. Takes a couple of minutes. If it does skip any one of them, it will let you know. If it skips any one of them, but it didn't set them, you can take a look and see. So in the same way, so we go do that. That's been completed, and then transform out that's completed, and then you verify the data. The next one is creating the group one. So because within that group, that's where you're able to get them. But before we go do that, here we need to enable a geolocation for tracking those users. So we can do that using a couple of ways. User administration. We can look at those users that we brought in. Can just flip that. Any date field, we can see them. So we can show matching on there. So you could do that. It just means you have to go into the user record. Definitely might not be all of them, but just so that you know, what will happen is in there you will see enable geolocation tracking. That's all that needs to happen. So, but it needs to happen on the ones of the agents, those that are field agents that go around, because they are the ones doing the work. Just so you know, that's the ones that will happen on the ones that are agents. They just track that. That's all it is.
Is the record gone or is having trouble with his connections?
Probably has issues with his connection.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe it's connection issue.
Yeah, I want to ask, anybody has done the customer service management before?
Yeah, not me. I'm looking for someone that has done it.
Yeah, I'm just looking for a way to just crash read it for like a day or two. I'm just looking for YouTube videos. I don't want to go to that service. The service now one is just pretty long, 21 hours or something like that.
Yeah, it's crazily long, guy. Are you doing it as a developer or functional?
I just
Yeah,
want to do
also,
that. I want to do it as a functional part of you perspective first before I dive into the 21 part, 21 hours. Try to get the CIS thing out of you. But 21 hours is a long time.
yeah, but one just have to start from something because as it's functional, as it's functional, one needs a bit more of understanding than even a developer. Because one will be driving the end to end, right?
Yeah, I know. As a functional, you need the full grasp of it. I know. But
Exactly. But a developer can only pick a story and just go do that alone. You know?
that 21 hours is not beans, man.
Please, in case you see anyone that have done it before that is ready to connect, please, I don't mind.
That I've done it before. Connect, I don't understand connect. What do you mean by connect?
Like share some tips to look at.
It's just like the standard every CIS tips now. You go to the book over and over, and that's it.
Yeah.
Get ready.
Yeah.
I don't even want to do any service now exam in this quarter again. So for the next 6 months, right? Before they start doing village meeting in my head. I just finished my discovery exams on Monday, and it was fun.
Yeah. It was fun, right?
It was not fun. No. It's not like it was hard, but it was very confusing. No plus all the process exam topics I used, it was not good down, as you guys would say. I know they are doing constructions near Lemeka's house. I hope that hasn't affected his internet. Let me call him to find out. How far, boss?
My internet dropped off, so now you try connecting that.
Okay, now that construction for your area go down kasa.
I can connect to my phone on my phone.
No.
All right, I'm seeing.
I think he has a connection issue, so he's trying to use his phone.
Yeah, apologies on there. I had network issues, so I had to connect on my phone. So just as an FYI. So just for the most part, that's really why. I hope you can see my screen, I believe. Can you see my screen okay?
Not
Not
yet.
yet.
Okay. Just a minute. Okay, just 1 minute. I'll just. Okay. Yeah, just 1 minute. Okay, I'll leave the
Go and
meeting
check
and
on
come
that.
back.
Go and check on that.
Can you see my screen now? Hello?
Yes, we can.
Okay, okay. Sorry about that. I had network issues. So that's why there's a lot of construction around my area. So the other one says create the different groups that exist. One is a dispatch group. The other is a work group. The other is qualification with their desired members. So we can go ahead and do that. So we can just go create that one. Definitely the group will have that. So we'll just do Texas dispatcher. Oh, we can do. I believe it is already. I can go take a look again and see. Whether it was the users and then okay, I can just a minute here. Just a minute. Okay, it's this one. So I think it was to create a I think it was agent, I believe, foundational, the groups. So the various groups are for the various locations. So Texas qualifiers, Texas dispatchers, and then Texas work groups. So basically that's really what we do. So that way, kind of like, so this is the dispatcher. Already that's the type of group it is. So we can go ahead. The group role will be here, which we would do. So here, dispatch, we have Glenn, and Texas agent is the group that it covers. So Glenn Fisher. So we'll just do that really quickly. So here, work management, WM, you can see them. So you can see the qualifier, initiator, this is all that. So, but this is the dispatch. So this is WM dispatch that they'll have. That's all it is. Dispatch group. So Texas dispatch. So then it takes a couple of minutes, if you remember, for that to load up. So you just refresh it. You should see that group members. All you need to do just edit, and then since you have brought those in there, you could do created on today if you like, and then run a quick filter. If not, you can type it by the name. So you can run that filter. It should show you. So we know that Glenn is the only one, I believe. If we remember right, I think Glenn is the member of Texas Dispatchers. The group covered this Texas agent group. So this person is a member of this one qualifiers group. So we do that. So we'll do that first. So this one is done. So just save it. This is ready. So we could do the group covered here. We could do the location covered also. We could do it here. But we'll go to the other one. So we just update it because this is the dispatch group that we did. So you could also do the one about, I believe, just a minute. Was it history about it? Oh no, let me just go together setup. Let me just do that. So that's where we are on the location group one. So we could just do that really quickly. Just go back into it. And then that one has been done. The first step of it, the dispatch group one. Now we'll go and create Texas work group. The work group. So we'll just go ahead configure Texas work group so they will have work group on there. Texas agents. So that's the work group. So we'll just save it and then ensure that that group has the right role. Texas agents, so WM. So you see the WM agent. All right, that's all that is. And then you can go to group members, just as you did. And then based off of what we have, we just make sure that Isaac and Shauna, Natasha is their manager. So Isaac, Shona, then Natasha manager. So that's the agent group. So just do that. Run the filter.
Sorry, Emeka, are those the doc Excel files available for the simulator, or it's you download it somewhere else?
Oh, great question. It's in that simulator tasks. You're able to do that for the simulator tasks. Just download them. So some of them you would see. So they come with, the first task says for you to, where's it? Just give me a minute. So some of them says for you to do this, and then the second one, download the resources. So, some of them is you go there and find the files. Then each one will now point you to the document that is speaking about.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, you're good. You're good. So here, I believe, now we know, just a minute, the work groups. I'll just create the work group one. So Isaac and Shona, then Natasha is their manager. So Isaac and Shona. Save that. And then Natasha here, the manager. That's all. Sometimes the manager can also be de facto also member. So that could be the case. So here now you can see we can also do covered by this dispatch or covered by location, which is what we're going to do. Just as an FYI. So, but first we're going to do the last item, which is it says for us to have our dispatch, which qualifiers. So qualifiers is here. We have Texas qualifiers with just a minute. All right. So here we're gonna do Tracy, who's the only member of Texas qualifiers. So just to do that really quickly, just update that. But here now we can do the covered by dispatch group one if we want to. They are all part of workforce management. They are all part of workforce management. If we do agent or instead agent, if we do, okay, this is this one is the one that we should have. Field service, you can see agent, right? Agent, you can see the manager, agent, qualifier group, so group management, qualification group, dispatch group, work group. So this is the agent one that we had. The other one is the qualifier one. So let's do the this is dispatch. So this is qualification. So qualification, we'll just do that really quickly. Texas qualifiers. All right, so we just save it. So ensure that they have that row. All right, WM, workforce management underscore. So this is qualifier, so qualifier, then you need to have that. All right, and then that's what it is. And then the group members, so I believe crews, I believe, but we can validate that as we need to. Texas qualifiers, okay. Dispatchers. Just a minute. So wardrobe is a member of Texas qualifiers. Wardrobe, so we'll just do created on today. Run our filter. And then Tracy, I think. Wardrobe, that's all. That's all. So now that that is there, we can now go ahead and handle the last item there that says to make sure that the group is covered by the Texas Dispatch group for this one. So you can either go to the dispatch group to do it, or you can go to the agent and do it. So this is it. So this is the qualifiers. I think we had already done this one, I believe. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So dispatch group, we can open the Texas dispatch. Then you see the group covered, assignment group covered. You can do that, just create new. And then it ties you in. So it shows you. So here, all you just need to do is you do your Texas, you see Texas agent. That's all. So that one is complete. So that way, the tax that will be sent, this dispatch people will be sending the job to this agent group. That's the key. The locations covered, you can also go there and then look at for them to cover maybe all the locations in Texas. You could do that. You could say something like cities, or you can say state or state. I can do state. You can say contains. So it could be that, or you can just say TX to show you everything. So you could do all of that, and then all you do is you click on there, and then all this Texas location, you bring it all in there. You could do that. All right. So it all depends on what your customer lets you know. They'll let you know, because that way you get the work done. So straight out. But that's for the most part. That's kind of like a few things that would happen. Going through with what is needed. Within that customer service and field service also. The customer service or the account one is having to create the different accounts there, of which this is part of the customer service that Okpe talked about. It's there, but like I said, minimal. Like the customer accounts, you just need to go in there and then create those accounts there, and then tie them to those locations. So you're just able to do that. But for the most part, that's what would happen. Favorite, I think it was just a minute. Let's look at this. No, that's we had. Uh-huh. I got this. No, for the most part, but that's really all that it is. Yeah, that's really for the most part. That's really all that it is. No apologies. So the group one and stuff, that one is completed. So we just close that out. And then the role also, you're giving them the role. So you can validate the dispatch one, you mark that as complete. And then you do the same for that one. And covered by the dispatch group, we did that also. Like I say, workbook and dispatch. You can go to either of them to get that done. So this will all done. Because if you configuration to take you there, we can validate that. This one we can take it so you can see it. So any of them you can do. You can do that. It will show you. Just in case. So just in case we can validate that too. You can do that, and it should take you there. You should confirm it. So it's not just that we're saying, it's what is being done there. All right. So for the most part, most of these have been done because they've also been provided with the assigned roles too as well. We did that alongside. So just as an FYI, if we do the configuration, you would see the workforce agents. You would see that we sorry about that we have those aligned, so that way it's not like you can see it, so that you're not just marking them as complete without doing them. So that way we know. The only thing we might want to do is the manager. I think for one of our groups, we want to make sure that he has that manager role, Delgado, I believe. So that's the one. So we could go into that one. So we can go. I believe it was it the agent one or qualification? One of them had a manager in there. Just a minute. Yeah, Delgado. So you go into Delgado's account, and then make sure that he has that, agent. He has that in there. WM underscore agent. WM. You want to make sure that he has that manager one. That's all. Because he already has the other one for using field service, so he just needs to have this updated. And then never. That's all that needs to happen. So for the most part, but this task is done. This whole one for this, that number one is done. Just as an FYI. All right. For the most part, this will just be marked as complete. Sorry about that. So do you have any question? I mean, we can't do the one that we talked about. This one is, to create a new account. So like for the farm, the wind farm one, and then with this location, it's you go in there, you do accounts, you would see it's part of account. So you should see. No, it's all account. No, reload it. Oh, it didn't load up. Oh, just a minute, because if not, we'll have to, because that's the only way to tie it together. Um, that's the only way you have to tie it together. If not, it wouldn't be there. You have to tie it together. So, and then says under the field service one. Yeah, I think product. I think just a minute. I just got to field service. Okay. Okay. So in here, even if we were to do organization, all right. So I will do company. We're able to put companies there with location, but it doesn't. It doesn't tie to this. You have to add it to customer accounts. So it needs to be uploaded in here. So we need to make sure that whatever be the case, that so plugin. Customer service. So take a look. I mean, some of it should already have been there. So that's why I'm even surprised. We can try to fix it just to see why, because to give you it should for the most part, what is needed to reconcile or work with that field service one. So that's why I'm a bit kind of like surprised that that is the case. But in any case, we can always take a look and we can see what exactly um, that is. And but if not, I can always do. I think I can always do customer service, and then I can do all that is available. I can do. I think this proactive customer service. But I can always look for customer service management. I think so. Just go all the way to the product. Okay, customer service with your service. So I can because it does have just as the way because it's all part of customer workflows. So just to make sure that you have that that at the back of your mind, especially the one that because ideally once you load that up, it should come with this automatically. But if it doesn't, that's what you need to do. That's what you need. Yeah, that's what you need. Yes. That's what you need. Takes a couple of minutes to do that. It might just take a little bit. But yeah, for the most part, if we're looking at that one, if we take a look, you would see account. You should see it here under customer services, not in field service. That's what I mean. So ideally, it should come there already pre-built with what it needs. Just that account, and the account team, that relationship. That's all. already. The other one is the targeted communication, for sending out that one. Just for the most part, that's really all that it is. It would involve, coming in here and then creating the new accounts that you talk about. The customer accounts one, you just put that in there. So for the most part, I believe that farm information and then its location one. So the same way you put that there, and then you put that location. That's just all you do. So you just go and get that, and then for the most part, but it needs to be there. If it's not there, there's no way you can actually link that together. All right. So just as an FYI, there's no way you can link that together. So zip 79556. Yeah. So state and so Texas, and then the city is Sweetwater. Sweetwater. Sorry about that. So you can do this way. It should be fine. And then for the most part, if you wanted to, they could have all of them just there listed. It all depends on which, but this is all that it is. This one is the first one, and then the other one is the second, which would be similar way. You put that one there, and then it should have its own information too as well. So similar fashion, the location. So the location details will be here. So you can put there Sweetwater. Then you can set Texas, all right, and then 79556. Yeah. So some cases you could put the whole thing as the name, or you can just put it, that way. It all depends on the same. That's all. That's all. They could have it there. They'll let you know. But for the most part, that's all that this one is. This one. That's all it is. For the most part, that's all it is. So that's how they would tie that accounts, the customers together. Remember, these are all custom applications. If you take a look, they are all within their, yes, they are within their own scope, especially when you are trying to modify things there. So you would be, whatever you're doing, you're making sure that, the one that are within the global scope. So for example, like this foundational data and things like that, you will be in global scope to do it. But the other things that have to do with its own application area, it will let you know. It will say, okay, this needs to be in this scope, this needs to be in that scope, because if not, it wouldn't allow you. It will show you when you're trying to modify maybe the form or stuff like that. Yeah, for the most part, that's it. Do we have questions? I know we've gone past the time a little bit, but do we have questions? Do we have questions?
Nope.
Oh, all right, good. That's for sure. One thing you need to remember is, for the most part, the customers could have their own where internally they're working on it. Sometimes it could be one where they are supporting others, like they are a vendor. But for the most part, it is what it is. The whole essence is to actually get the customer back online or on time to doing what they need to, so that way their services can be restored. That's really it. Couple of minutes, the video will be out. You can download it, and then if you have any other questions, you can reach out. Thank you, everyone. Have a good day. Bye.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Danny, don't be